Right, lads, here we go. Banlist prediction. 5 minutes, in and out kind of job. Here we go. So we'll start off with this. The Dragon Rulers, we'll put them... Yeah, they're all going to 3, right? Including Redox, which for some reason isn't on this kind of list here, right? Shifter, I feel like could go to 1 considering its impact going into the next format, but maybe they want to keep it around for the versatility that Ryzeal and Malice have with it as a strong sort of support option going into a lot of the other decks in the format. Chandra, I think, will go to 1. So we'll get all the other Tenpai cards out of the way here that are on this list. I think these 2 will remain. If any of them go to 1, it will be one of these 2. I don't think Hydra or any other parts of the engine will go to 1. They're not strong enough. It's one of these 2 that'll go to 1. And I think that the one that they want to hit is the actual, like, proper tuner of the deck. So it's either you get into Chandra or it's really, really awkward to make some strong synchro plays. Snake Eye Ash I still think is going to stay to 1. I don't really foresee this changing. Let's go to other Snake Eye hits. I think Flamberge is going to get banned. Looking at the OCG results, especially for the last couple of weeks, Snake Eye is still one of the, like, sort of top 5, top 6-ish, like, kind of decks. It's still very relevant. And I think that is due to, like, they still have a bunch of starters, the Fiend Smith cards and everything like that. So there's no reason to not hit the Flamberge if you want to kill off the Snake Eye. However, I could kind of see why you wouldn't want to sell the new White Forest stuff. So let's go on to the wanted package. I feel like one of these 2 is going to get hit. And I think it might be the Diabellstar as the actual monster itself. However, I could see the card that's actually searchable within the sort of archetype that you can, like a sort of archetype with White Forest that could go to 1 because you don't actually need the 3 copies of this. I feel like this will stay at 3 because it's like the centerpiece of the entire lore. Is there anything else with Snake Eye here on this list? I don't think so. If we get to it, we get to it, right? Brand of Fusion, I think, will still stay to 1. It just went to 1. The deck did Crater off the planet just a little bit, and I'm not sure anyone's really upset about missing this. We still all kind of think that the Gimmick Puppet of Nightmare should have still gotten banned, or at least the, what was it, the Albion, actually, that would have been the correct hit to stop all the shenanigans with that. Fenrir, I still think stays to 3. Unicorn could possibly go to 1 or 2 as a sort of hit to the rising, cash tier engines. This has a lot of different ratio usages in a bunch of decks. I've seen decks run 3, I've seen decks run 2, I've seen decks run 1. Fenrir, kind of the exact same thing. It's also not really prevalent as a big board breaker or a big sort of interruption on your first turn board. That's why I don't think it'll go to anything other than, like, it'll still stay at 3. However, I wouldn't be shocked if it did go up here, but I think it will actually be the Unicorn because it goes and gets the Birth. It's an extra free level 7 extender just by itself. Very strong set of cards. However, I mean, this being up here with it at this point, I'll honestly, with the Fiend Smith Cash Tier deck on it being sort of a generic engine, I could see it. Fiend Smith track. I think it's too early to hit the Fiend Smith stuff and everything like that. We'll put the Goddess in here as well. I don't really know why this is on this sort of list. Nightmare Throne, I think I'll stay at 3. The thing with Yubel that actually gets hit, I think will probably be Phantom to 1. Don't really see why it would be anything else. But did this not already come back to 3? I think Gold Sark will probably go to 2 to support the Malice deck. It just came back to 2 in the OCG. I feel like the TCG will probably do the exact same thing to sort of keep it going. Plus, it got reprinted earlier this year in Rarity Collection 2, and Flu has been hit really hard, so it means that they can just push a new Banish deck with this sort of thing, but it also allows them to do something with this, like ban Prosperity, for example, and still be able to push some form of Banish deck. I think Prosperity could get banned. I wouldn't be shocked if it stayed at 1, but at the same time, it is a card that could go at this point. It was just banned in Master Duel, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm very partial to that change. I think that's really good. I think Dryden should also go to 1. It's done nothing in Master Duel. It's been legal for months. I think the tree will still stay at 1 though, because Runic decks are still strong, and the Chariot is one of the best ways to abuse that. So as sad as this is to stay at 1, I think it will, at least for another bit. A card that I also think will go to 1 is the Meow Meow Moo, because I think that the deck is more in line with the power level of the rest of the decks, and there's just a whole lot better 1-card combos. Other cards I think will go to 1 will go with the Glow Up Bulb as well. I think the Glow Up Bulb is finally coming back to 1. I think Masterpiece will come back to 1 as well. Because it's about, I think it's about a comeback in Master Duel as well. I've heard some rumors and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure if it's true or anything like that. I think Sharvar will stay at 1. This card's really good in the TCG, and I think Unchained is still a little bit too strong pure if you bring it back, because it does have way too, it plays through everything a little bit too well, and you know what, it's still really strong in one of the top Fiend decks in the format. I think Circular will still stay banned. I kind of want this card to come back. It'd be really poetic if it came back a year after it was sort of unfairly banned, but I could totally see this just card never coming back, or at least not coming back for a while because of Malice coming out. This could probably facilitate off another one card full combo. We'll go OSS. I think I'll still stay at 3. There's no really reason to hit this if the Flamberge is going to die, so you just keep this around to keep the Fire King deck sort of relevant. I think Pank will finally come back to 3. I'm not really sure what the dangers are doing here. Actually, they're both at 1, aren't they, right? Yeah, I don't think these come back to any more than 1. They're still really strong. I think Yamal will still stay at 3. I don't really see a reason to limit this. Maybe you can to stop the Velvex, but I think if you just limit Phantom, I don't know, like, I think that's enough. Maybe you limit Spirit as well. This is a really strong card at multiple copies in the deck. Plus, it kind of, like, really destroys sort of some of your opening hands if you kind of draw it. But, I mean, like, if you hard draw it, it kind of sucks at that point. It gives the deck a bigger disadvantage, even though it still has to play through all the Mulch armies really hard. I think, I don't know specifically if Primera or something like that, but I feel like one piece of the Centurion engine will probably get hit, because the deck has had a massive spike in Top Cut representation and is very popular recently. It's got a very strong matchup into quite a lot of decks. The only thing is that if you take away a lot of its consistency, it's even like it becomes even worse. So if this continues being a top deck, yes, I could totally see one of their pieces going to 1, but for now, I think it still stays at 3. Same with, yeah, the field spell and everything like that. Get close, I just put this on here as a meme. This will definitely stay forbidden for at least another few years, right? This deck is still way too strong. I think Heavy Storm will finally come back to 1. It hasn't really done much to the overall metagame in the formats that it has come back in, so I feel like this is fair. I don't know why I have another Dimension Shifter on here. I have 2 Panks for some reason, and Power Sync Zone. So I wanted to put this on here just in case, you know, because there's quite a lot of decks that, oh, I'm missing Deck Lockdown. The Deck Lockdown should be somewhere in 1 or Forbidden, but Power Sync Stone has been a card that a lot of people have turned to for a first turn kind of floodgate, and it has taken sort of skill drain spot. If these cards continue to be sort of like keep getting limited, I could see this eventually becoming a thing, but for now it's kind of overshadowed completely by Deck Lockdown and all the good one-offs that are really solid in the format currently. Alright, that's sort of my take on the ban list here. If you enjoyed, make sure to drop a like, maybe leave a sub if you really want to, but most importantly, leave a comment and sort of discuss with me what do you think about these ban list thoughts. Catch you later, have a great rest of your day.